Here is the perfect wall. See how it stops the people. See how it halts them. See how it is protected. The perfect wall can be any size or any shape or any length. The perfect wall can be built from the ground up, in our imagination, or placed from above. Building, digging, placing, implanting. Look how I place the bricks. Look how they form into place. Listen to the clicking and clacking of the bricks. Watch as I receive more bricks. We are builders, every one of us. Our hands are moulded by mud and clay. We have our own lines, draw our own maps, shower ourselves in bricks we use as weapons, bricks that have etched into them division, invitation, fear, hope, control, opinion, borders, statement, space. See how the perfect wall weathers. See how the perfect wall delivers upon its role. See how I look in comparison to the perfect wall. See how I look now. See how I look now. Hello everybody, thank you for rejoining me. Let's go back in time again. It's my first week at my new secondary school in Nottingham. I am brand spanking new. The school had this huge playground. It was massive. There was a fence that ran around the entire school to stop anybody from escaping. But there was this second fence that housed the area where the year 7s were. This fence was green and it had one gate with a bolt lock and a padlock. And this gate was always manned by a teacher. And this teacher kind of acted like a disgruntled border guard. And every lunchtime, all of the kids who weren't in year 7, the bigger kids on the outside, used to rattle and hammer on the fence like animals. Like they were animals, or that we were animals in a zoo. I didn't get it at the time. But I suppose that the fence was there to protect us. My interest in walls started in 2018 when I read a book by a geopolitical journalist called Tim. I read this book and I immediately felt naive. Naive in the sense that I failed to understand the sheer influence that walls and borders and barriers had on our lives. And so I decided to make something about it. I wanted to get in touch with Tim, and so I did. Hello, Tim. I've decided to make a show exploring walls and barriers, the reasons behind the societal effects of walls, and what we can do to knock them down. I look very much to hearing from you. Best wishes, Kieran. Hello, Kieran. Many thanks for your email. I begin from the view that we are animals. We like our space. This is primal. And whilst we must seek to share and cooperate with others, we must not forget that for all of our modern sophistication, we have not lost that primal instinct.
All cultures dislike having somebody's face too close to their own. Different cultures require different degrees of space before it becomes unnatural. We like our space. We like our borders. And if you don't and you live in a house, go next door. Ask your neighbor to take down their garden fence. All cultures, since we have become hunter-gatherers, has required different degrees of space. This is based on fear, but that fear is not irrational. Many thanks, Tim. Would you take down your garden fence? Do you like your own space? Would you let someone you didn't really know into your own space? Walls can enclose safe spaces, but they can also be a barrier, can't they? Walls can be misjudged or misguided, but they can also be used for political gain.
We've all been aliens at some point, feeling insecure, feeling like all you want to do is go back home to safety. I remember walking through the side streets of Paris. It was a holiday between me and my partner, and I remember walking down these streets looking for something to eat. And along the shop fronts and doorways of this mini side street in Paris were the words, "No English." In many ways, I have it easy. I've never been to America. I've never even visited a modern-day border wall. The US-Mexico border is a battleground between angels. The wall at the border has been funded by a crowdfunding organisation sat outside of the jurisdiction of the United States government. We build the wall.us. Inside of this organisation sits a group of men and women who refer to themselves as angel parents. Parents of people who have been killed by aliens at the border. Donald Trump, as part of his first election and his re-election campaigns, invoked their support in order to become president. You have the angel parents on one side of this border and the border angels on the other. Now, the border angels, they are a charitable organisation that helps to prevent immigrant-related deaths at the border, reunite families, and help to gain migrant rights. The border angels are behind Dia del Nino, which is Children's Day. Now, between 2012 and 2016, the border angels were instrumental in the opening of the emergency gate at the border near Friendship Park. The gate is called the Door of Hope. Now, the purpose of this was to invite and reunite families and friends who have been divided by the wall, for them to come together, hug, converse and see one another at this gate for a total of 3 minutes per family or group, as dictated by the National Guard. There was an incident back in 2012 when the event first happened, where a young girl, who must have only been about 4 or 5, ignored the instructions set about by the border guards. She ran over the borderline, straight into the arms of her crying father. This caused such a stir within the border guards that they cancelled the event there and then, and they postponed it for a further 2 years. I mean, 3 minutes. How long does that feel like? I mean, how long does that even equate to? The time it takes to make a cup of tea, perhaps? The length of time it takes for you to brush your teeth and floss your gums? The time it takes for you to comb or brush your hair? Miles for minutes, condensed into a passerby meet and greet. This is normal.
We can't get over it. We can't get under it. It is the perfect wall. Bricks forged, iron cladded, fence posts staked. We can't get over it. We can't get under it. Under the perfect wall. Entrenched our roots, a no man's land, and the piles of bodies and lives that upholds it. We can't get over it. We can't get under it. We'll have to go through it, through the barricades, into sanctuary. But what is that sanctuary if there are no walls around it? Because only the birds fly from the east to the west, are not called back, not even shot. Over the wall, over the iron curtain, because sometimes they want to be in the west, sometimes also in the east, because sometimes they want to be in the west and sometimes also in the east.